Good evening. I'm Keisha Betts with the CTV News Update. Call them heroes. The Red Cross today honored 5 aquatics team members with the County Parks Department. They were recognized for saving a patron's life. Earl Trent, pastor of the Florida Avenue Baptist Church, was swimming laps at the Sports and Learning Complex when he suffered a cardiac emergency earlier this year. The aquatics team quickly sprang into action to help Trent until paramedics arrived on the scene.
Sydney Minor, Miguel Vargas, Rob White, Marcus Brown, and Jonathan Kabatbat, I present each of you with the American Red Cross Life-Saving Award for Professional Responders. This is one of the highest awards given by the American Red Cross to an individual or team of individuals who saves or sustains a life by using skills and knowledge learned at a Red Cross Training Services course.
The American Red Cross of Southern Maryland presented the award this afternoon. Meantime, the Prince George's County Department of Housing and Community Development is putting out a reminder about an important deadline. Wednesday at 3 p.m. is the deadline for residents to apply for emergency rental assistance due to COVID-19. So far, more than 5,500 households have been helped through the program. $45 million in rental and utility payments has been paid to landlords. You still have just a few days to apply.
And that means that people who have already applied, they shouldn't worry about it. We are going to focus on making sure that the people who have applied and are eligible are receiving the assistance that they're requesting, and people who haven't applied yet have until December 15 to apply.
To apply, log on to hcd.mypgc.us and scroll down to the Emergency Rental Assistance link. It's day 3 of search and rescue operations across the Midwest and South, where a string of deadly tornadoes ripped across 6 states on Friday, killing scores of people. In hardest hit Kentucky, officials say at least 4 tornadoes churned across 18 counties. One twister was on the ground for more than 200 miles, tearing apart anything in its path. Thousands of homes and property were damaged. Governor Andy Beshear confirmed 64 deaths in his state, with more than 100 still unaccounted for. The victims range in age from 5 months to 86 years old.
Undoubtedly, there will be more. We believe it'll certainly be above 70, maybe even 80. But again, with this amount of damage and rubble, it may be a week or even more before we have a final count on the number of lost lives.
The governor has ordered flags at state buildings lowered to half staff for 1 week beginning tomorrow. While switching gears, a new county-run COVID-19 vaccination clinic opens this week in Largo. It replaces the Sports and Learning Center as a major vaccination site. The new clinic will be based at Prince George's Community College in Largo Student Center. It will be open for vaccinations beginning Thursday. For more information and hours of operation, visit the website on your screen. You're watching CTV News. I'm Keisha Betts. Coming up, the vice president comes to Brandywine to promote electric vehicles. That story and more after the break.
I'm here to announce my retirement from sports. Baseball, basketball, all of them. I feel like it's time. The pressure that it takes to play at my age, it's just too much. So I'm done with the endless advice from parents to keep my head up, to keep my head down, to keep my head in the game. I know you think you helped. I'm walking away from the coaches that left me on the bench every time the game was on the line. I'll miss my friends and the fun we had when we were young. I said I'd play this game as long as I was having fun. And now, it's time to call it quits. Any questions?
Welcome back. The state strips Maryland governors from the parole process for inmates serving life sentences. As we reported last week, the Senate overrode Governor Larry Hogan's veto of Bill 202. Co-founder Martina Hazelton of the Lifers Family Support Network says this measure will make a difference for minority inmates.
If you look at the the makeup of, who is serving life sentences in Maryland systems, overwhelmingly it's brown and Black people. So for that small portion of those that are the population of those incarcerated, I do think that, it will result in release.
Under the measure, people who serve life sentences would have to serve 20 years before they are eligible for parole. The law takes effect in early January. Vice President Kamala Harris comes to Prince George's to promote White House infrastructure investments. She was here to highlight investments in electric vehicles and charging stations. Harris, along with state and local leaders, toured a Brandywine maintenance facility this morning. She says America needs to be in the forefront in manufacturing electric cars.
We ask people, what is the biggest barrier for them to buy an electric car? The answer is almost always figuring out where and how to charge it. People who live in apartments, for example, might not have a private driveway where they can install a plug. You heard the Secretary talk about that. Well, when we install public chargers in rural, urban, and suburban neighborhoods, we make it easier for people to go electric.
Harris also says that through the White House Build Back Better agenda, America-made electric vehicles would be more affordable. Police are investigating a fatal crash in Upper Marlboro. It happened in the 12200 block of Dudley Station Road yesterday morning. Police say 23-year-old Terrific Prince was pronounced dead on the scene. 2 other passengers were taken to the hospital, one with life-threatening injuries. Meantime, authorities say a pedestrian was killed in a hit-and-run on Route 202 in Landover late Saturday night. The victim was found in a ditch near Pine Brook Avenue. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to contact authorities. Meantime, a man is assaulted and robbed of his new sneakers over the weekend. The incident occurred around noon Sunday inside a mall at Prince George's. Hyattsville police say 2 men assaulted the victim after he left a shoe store with a new pair of Nike sneakers valued at around $300. The suspects escaped on foot with the new sneakers. The victim was transported to an area hospital with minor injuries. If you have any information about this robbery, you're asked to contact Hyattsville police. And still to come on CTV News tonight, the Cowboys beat up on the Washington football team. A recap next.
Who wants to eat? You know what it is? We're gonna eat today. Yep. They want it down as they got down.
Why? Why take a chance? Why risk a mistake? Why say something? We all have reasons why we choose to ignore the things that give us pause, that seem out of place, that don't feel right. The word why can either paralyze us or empower us to stand up and protect what we love. So if you see something, why do you say something?
I see safe for my family.
I see safe for my friends.
I see say so that they are safe.
We see say for each other.
I see say because all of this matters.
We all have something worth protecting. A why that unifies this community we're all a part of. So protect your everyday. Report suspicious activity to local authorities. If you see something, say something.
Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. You can always find people who are helping. Thank you to all the first responders who put their lives in danger to help us when my brothers and sisters and mom and dad and grandpa and grandma need them. We look out for the helpers because they look out for us.
Thank you, first responders.
You know, there's a rewarding feeling you get when you do like, hey man, I just, we carried a lady out of a fire,
This is what I signed up for as a first responder, and this is what I love to do. And I'm going to continue going to work day in and day out and providing help to those that need it.
Thank you, first responders.
Thank you, first responders. We need you. We wanted to let you know how much we appreciate you.
Thank you, first
Be safe, look after yourself, and look after one another. Thanks.
Thank you for staying with us. Her campaign website lists her as a mom, attorney, state legislator, and community advocate. Delegate Brooke Learman of Baltimore City was first elected to the Maryland General Assembly in 2014, serving on the House Appropriations Committee. The Disability and Civil Rights attorney assumed a leadership role on the Environment and Transportation Committee in 2019, helping pass the nation's first statewide ban on styrofoam containers. Now Learman says she's running for state comptroller to champion policies that ignite economic empowerment and equity.
There hasn't been an open seat for state comptroller since 1998. And I'm really excited to sort of reimagine how the office of the comptroller, how the resources of that office can really benefit families and communities. You know, we are coming off a really challenging couple of years, and we just don't, communities and families, businesses don't have the financial resilience that they need. So I'm excited to bring sort of my ability to get things done, my time on the Appropriations Committee, the work I do on the Pension Committee to make sure that the next comptroller is a true people's advocate and that we're making the office work for people, communities, and small businesses.
Bowie Mayor Tim Adams is also running in the Democratic primary for state comptroller. Harford County Executive Barry Glassman is running on the Republican ticket. With the Christmas holiday arriving next week, a local nonprofit aimed at helping kids is collecting coats and unwrapped toys. The organization is called Roar. Its 5th annual coat and toy drive has been going on for a few weeks, but the deadline to make your donation is this Wednesday. That way, the organization can distribute the gifts on the Sunday before Christmas. Roar is asking for coats and toys appropriate for kids ages 3 to 13. If you're interested in donating, email roar at tlsmithoutreach@gmail.com. It was a disappointing loss for the Washington football team at FedEx Field. Washington hosted the rival Dallas Cowboys and came away 27-20 losers yesterday. The team was manhandled by the Cowboys and fell behind 24-0 at halftime. Yet they fought back and had a chance to win in the fourth quarter.
The Washington football team versus Dallas should be a big game like it was today. We just got to play better.
The first thing you notice, obviously, is the pass rush. Dallas was getting after us all day today, and when I got in there, I felt that from the first snap.
It was more just the rivalry between us two, the Cowboys and the Washington football team. We're not really worried about what the coach saying because he's not on the field. We playing against his players,
We got 4 games left, all 4 in the division. Some interesting things can happen. Somebody else can lose a game or two as well, and who knows? And I told our players that, that we control it. We take them one at a time. We got Philly coming up. We know that. I told the guys we'll get through this tomorrow, and then we'll start focusing on getting ready for Philadelphia.
Washington will try to get back on track against the Philadelphia Eagles next weekend. Well, let's get a quick check on our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 35. Tuesday and Wednesday, sunny with the daytime temps in the mid-50s. Thursday, partly sunny with a high near 64 degrees. And now for the community calendar. All aboard. The National Capital Trackers are back for the holiday season. Watch their fleet of model trains come to life in a winter wonderland at the College Park Aviation Museum. Attendees will learn about the connection between trains and the College Park Airport. The event will be held December 17th through the 19th, starting at 10 a.m. For more information, call 301-864-5316. And that wraps our CTV News Update. I'm Keisha Butts. Have a good night and join us again tomorrow.